Hi everyone, it's Jen, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create some formulas using absolute references and what that is. So first and foremost, I entered in some headings here, percent of sales and percent of sales, and you probably remember and recognize the percentage sign, which can also be found above the number 5 on your keyboard. And it has actually a slash in it, and it has a division symbol. And you see 0 over 0, which is symbolic of a number over a number. And that is how you get a percentage. You take a part and you divide it by the whole. So here we have the total of all the totals. In our sales, we had all the sales of Chocolate Chip Trip and all the sales of the different months, and we added them up here. So this is the sum of all the sums. And you would get the same exact answer if you actually did an auto sum and selected this as well, because it's the same combination. So this is our whole right here. This is the one that we have to divide everything by. And if you're having a hard time remembering what you need to divide what by, just always think about making like 50% is 50 divided by 100, or 25% is 25 divided by 100. Because if you divided 100 by 25, you'd get 4, right? Or if you divided 100 by 50, you would get 2. So always you have that part divided by the whole. So we're going to start a formula, and we'll start right here. And of course we need, that's right, an equal sign. So I'm going to put in my equal sign. And the first thing I need is the part that I'm going to divide by. So that is E5, and I could click on it or type in E5. And now I'm going to use the slash for my my division problem here. Now, again, if you look at the percentage sign, it'll show you the correct slash to use. And as well, if you look above your keypad, you'll see it right above number 8 on your keypad or next to your shift key. Now I need to divide this by the whole. So I'm going to divide it by here, E10, and press enter. And I get a decimal, which we will reformat later as a percentage, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But this is the correct answer. About a third of the sales, so 0.33, were for Chocolate Chip Trip. Now, I'm going to make a mistake on purpose because I want to see to demonstrate to you why you need to use what's called an absolute reference. So I'm tooling along here. Yay, I made my formula, and I think, okay, now I'd like to copy it down for all these other things. So I'm going to go ahead and click and drag that down, and wah, wah, it didn't work. I got this error message telling me I'm dividing by 0, but I copied it down. Doesn't it give me a relative formula? Why didn't it work? So now we're going to look a little bit closer inside our formula bar. You can see I selected the cell, and I'm going to click in the formula bar, and look what it did. It took the next reference down. Yes, that's correct, E6, but it also took the next reference down below the whole number, the total of the sales. That's why it didn't work. It kept going down one row, just like it did with all of our other formulas. So again, you can see that happened here, it happened here, and so there's nothing in there. And then it got all crazy because it selected cells farther away. So what we need to do is tell Excel, yes, we want a relative reference. We want this cell to get changed as it goes down. But this part, we want it to stay the same in every formula. So oftentimes when you first create the first formula that has to have an absolute reference, you don't even think about it. So you may need to go back and edit it. And the way to let Excel know that you want a cell reference to be absolute and not change, you go ahead and you put a $ in front of the letter reference, and a $ in front of the number reference for both parts of your cell because you want both of them to stay, and you press enter. And again, you don't see any change here because that formula worked and was correct. However, when I copy this down now, you're going to see a change. You'll see, for example, here it kept E10. And here it also kept E10. And here it divided E10 by itself, so I got 1. So I don't even need that one there. But there's another way to do this. I can go into this formula, and let's say I want to insert E10. I can also press the F4 key, which we used in Word to copy your last action, to repeat your last action. If you have a function key, you may have to hold down the function key, the Fn key, and press F4, not the keys F and 4, but F4 at the top of your keyboard right above the number 4, and that will apply the absolute reference formatting. If you continue pressing F4, it will apply absolute references to just the row number, just the column number, and then it will remove them. So you can toggle through all those different forms. Generally, we're going to use the absolute reference on both parts of the reference in this class. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and again, I can copy that down and make sure I save. Now I'm going to use the same process but for the months. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to start my formula with equal sign and choose my part divided by whole, press my F4 key with my function key because I have that on my keyboard. It gives me the correct answer and I copy it across to the other 2 months. And I'm going to save again. In the next video, I'll show you how to format these properly into things that look like percentages. That was creating absolute references for a percentage formula in Excel.